Hello there and welcome back to the channel. Sol here, and today is Tuesday, January 3rd, and we have Dr. T, Tropical Island on Archipelago. I went ahead and took him out like I promised yesterday using a combo that I found really good. It's Scorchers, Zookas, Cryoneers, and Medic. So in my own jargon, SZCM. A lot of people don't like it, or people say that it doesn't work because the Cryoneers sort of counteract the Scorchers, and in a way that is true, but they only counter what the Scorcher is actively targeting. Whatever else, it's actually, they're actually keeping frozen. And the idea is exactly for that. I only have 3 Scorchers, so the amount of damage that they can take is very limited. So I need to keep everything else damage per second or rate of fire cut in half, so that then my Zookas can come in. Usually with Scorchers, you want that residual burn damage to help you killing stuff. But here, the Scorchers are just the shield, the Zookas are the punch, and the medics, they're gonna heal the Scorchers, but my medics are mainly to keep alive my Zookas and my Cryoneers, and to keep the medics alive themselves. And you're gonna see, I go in and I use very little GBE to destroy any prior targets, and then I just let my Zookas and Scorchers just run through that base. I did do a couple of I did do a couple of they went away. I did do a couple of NPC bases or player bases before. I'll show you that one last after we do Dr. T. Just so that you can see Dr. T, and then the last video is gonna be that last that last player base. If you're interested in seeing more, just let me know in the comments and I'll make a video about it. I was boosted, or I am boosted right now. I have my two troop health statues boosted, and I have the masterpiece of damage boosted and the masterpiece of GBE boosted, as well as power, sun chance, and resource reward, just because I need to gather resources to start the upgrade of this boom cannon. So I'm still a little bit off. I might, probably make it. So let's go for it. Let's take a look at that. Stage 1, not a real challenge, obviously. I just drop my Scorchers, and then drop the rest of my troops. Now, with this combination, you have to be careful. You want to drop your Scorchers, and then wait like a second. If it's a contested landing, wait like a second before you land anything else. Now, if you want your damage dealing troops to get there quicker, you have to drop your Zookas first, right after you drop your Scorchers. However, if it's like a very busy beach, like if you have a lot of defenses, then what I've noticed is you want to drop your Cryoneer right after your Scorcher, so that they can start freezing stuff up. That way you allow time for your Zookas to arrive. Did we just do 2? Oh my god, I didn't see. I don't know if I did this already. Sorry if we did. I'm gonna do it fast. Then you allow time for the Zookas to arrive with everything else damage per second cut in half, right? Let's do number 3. So here you see, I'm not gonna take on the boom cannon. I mean, I know my Scorchers can take them. And you see, I drop my Cryoneers right after the Scorchers. That way they can essentially freeze whatever is behind them. The idea is not for just to freeze the stuff that's right in front of the Scorchers. I mean, we know that they're gonna burn them and they're gonna burn. The idea is actually to keep frozen the stuff that is behind that first row. So that, if there's a boom cannon right behind it, it's depressed. If it's a cannon, it's depressed. Rocket launchers. And you're going to see my Zookas can actually withstand a whole lot of stuff, because the damage per second of the rocket launcher is depressed. The only thing that I have to worry about is boom mines and mines, because the medics are going to be following really closely to the Scorchers. Any boom mines that are close to the defenses that are not destroyed, the medics unfortunately are going to run over that if you're not careful. So here you see I drop a Scorcher on each of, middle, center, left, and right. So center, left, and right. And then I land everything else on the middle. That way, the Zookas and the Cryoneers are all right there attacking the boom cannon, which is the one that I wanted to destroy right away. You see, like, without any effort, I mean, just dropping critters, and that's where I use most of my GBE is critters and shocking. I don't tend to use a lot of GBE destroying actual buildings. If it's a boom cannon at the end, I might go for it. But in this Dr. T, I only at the very end I ended up, I think, using GBE to destroy stuff. Here the same thing. You see, I drop my Scorchers a second later, I send out my troops right behind the Scorcher so that they're covered. And here you see the purpose. You see that boom cannon now, damage per second is depressed. This boom cannon and that cannon is also depressed. But I also then sent some. I also shocked them. So it's like being double sure. This is pretty much over. Most of my critter drops that you saw were just there to clear some of the mines. I could have used artillery, you be more efficient with the use of GBE, but at this point I knew that this base was going to go down, so there's no purpose in being thrifty with the GBE. Now, because I have my masterpiece of GBE boosted, you see it's 118%. Right now I'm sitting at 112 GBE, 36 of which is used by the Scorchers. Then the rest I can use for shocks. The way I did it, if I don't use any GBE for using artillery, I can do up to 3 shocks and 2 critters right off the bat. Now this is the first time I use GBE, mainly because those 3 boom cannons, although I could chuck them all, I could have actually been a lot better. I could chuck them all. I wanted to use the shock for something else, or actually I wanted to use the critter for something else. So you see, I drop critters, distract those cannons initially, drop my Scorchers right after the Zookas because I need those defenses down right away. Boom, you see he just gets to fire once. Now there comes the Cryoneers freezing everything else behind. You see, now I've established a nice little front or wave, running, right behind the Scorchers. Zookas are walking in a neat little pack. The medics are keeping everything healthy. You see that rocket launcher firing at those Zookas and at those Cryoneers. It barely made a dent. Of course, I have my GBE boosted. Not my GBE, my troop health boosted, so that actually helps a lot. But in either case, I think this combination is awesome. I like it. This is stage 6, by the way, so it's no pushover of a stage. And we managed to get by without losing a troop, I think. Yeah, so we didn't take any losses on this stage. Let's take at the last stage of Dr. T. We ended up having some losses here, which is expected on the last stage. I mean, unless you're doing warriors or something crazy like that, I always expect to take some losses on the final stage. Now, I decided that 2 near max shock launchers are not a good deal because they can keep my Scorchers under permanent stasis, and I didn't want that to happen. So I used some GBE to destroy them. Now I'm going to use shocks to keep these 3 boom cannons on stasis. The last one, I went against my own advice. I usually like to destroy, to look at the end game and destroy whatever threatens my main troop combinations at the end game. And I didn't. And I almost lost a couple of Scorchers due to that. But in any case, keeping those boom cannons on the back on their stasis, medics are trying to keep those Scorchers alive, but I mean it's in vain. It's a losing battle for them. But in any case, what they really are for what's happening right there. You see, keeping my Zookas alive. They took a shock and a rocket launcher to the face. They haven't perished. Right now I'm being smart, keeping those Zookas under stasis. Now some critters to distract those sniper towers. And now that everybody's ready, they're gonna be able to take on those on that sniper tower shock launcher combination. You see on the top here, that boom cannon is just punishing my Scorcher on the top. This other Scorcher is almost gonna die, but never mind. I'm gonna manage to keep him alive. The same thing with the Scorcher on the top. Most of my losses were due to that sniper tower. Most of my Zooka losses were due to that sniper tower. The replay, as you saw, the last one has been failing the last few times I've done this video. But I took down this base. You can see it's burning. I have plenty of troops, so there's no reason to believe not to. Like I said, I ended up losing what? I ended up losing one Cryoneer, 1 Medic, and 6 Zookas. Not a bad loss rate for a Dr. T stage 7. Guys, I think this combination is awesome. I'm gonna end the video here, but if you want to see the me taking down this base using the combination, just stick by. I'm gonna show it right now. So here, to me, the biggest threat here is the Shock Blaster, mainly because it can slow down my Scorcher and it can take a lot of damage. Now, my approach here, you see, I'm not gonna destroy anything else. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna keep my GBE. I'm gonna keep my GBE for shocking, sending critters. Now I send my Scorchers down on that corner and flare them there. I wanted to destroy that shock mine, and then right after that, medics. Right after that, Zookas and Cryoneers last. Mainly because Cryoneers work faster than the Zookas. Work faster, almost as fast as the medics. Now here you see the power of having those medics, keeping everybody healthy even though they step on mines. And now from here, shock the cannons if you need to. Drop some critters. But you can see that those Cryoneers are going to town. They're freezing 2, 3, 4 rows behind or in front of the Scorchers. You know, depressing that damage per second. I'm forming that little nice line that I like forming. That way everybody, you know, the Scorchers don't go into La La Land and leave my Zookas, you know, hanging. Now that I got it to the boom cannons and the boom cannons are firing, I shock those boom cannons, drop some critters on them to keep the ones that are firing from, you know, to keep firing at the Scorchers. I realize, oh, there's a boom cannon back there. He's been punishing that Scorcher. He's about what, half health now? Man, maybe 60%. But at this point, I mean, you see this base is going down regardless of what happened. The losses that I took were initially on one of the mines, and then one of the mortars that hit some of my Zookas. And that's it, guys. This base is going down. And as you can see, this combo is very, very fast, very, very versatile. And you tend to keep all your GBE to use it on shocking instead of destroying stuff, right? So that is why I like it. I hope you like this video. I hope you find it helpful. I hope it sort of intrigue you to start using this combo, or at least give it a chance. So that is it, guys. SZCM, Scorcher, Zooka, Cryoneer and Medic. A very, very good combination. I managed to push a lot of guys on my task force not to push, just to suggest a lot of guys on my task force to start using it, and they're enjoying it a lot. I'm sure that you will. So if you like this video, please make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the video, and leave some comments, leave some love there. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're using this combination or anything similar to that. In any case, Soul is checking out.